Welcome to my home on Pender Island. My name is Marlene Cookshaw, and although I grew up in southern Alberta, I've lived more than half my life on Canada's west coast, and here on Pender for 30 years. Pender is a special place. I think, like all islands, it's unique. Pender in particular has a strong tolerance for the odd and a strong sense of its own history. I'd like to read a poem that talks a little about my experience of that. Sideways. When I moved here more than 2 decades ago, we bought our farm from the Johnsons, but they'd owned it only 3 years and had never moved in. We arrived midsummer to repairs made on the foundation, and the base of the house scraped bare. While I ran my gaze from the uncut field to an ailing cherry to the well at the heart of the brambles, and inhaled deeply the direction my life was taking, the young sons of a neighbor trailed a snake over cracked earth, and the caretaker chatted about Africa, where he was headed in a month. So my vision of what we were buying was equatorial, parched, and reptile-haunted. In fact, we are part of the rainforest, and only garters and sharptails abound. My point is, no one else wears this precise chain of perceptions, linked charms braceleting a particular piece of land. When our sometime handyman Peter hauled the woodshed upright and re-roofed it, he unearthed bricks from a kiln that used to operate nearby on Bricky Bay before either of us was born. And while he winched the come-along, because the shed is on the road, drivers stopped. Among them, a man who'd lived in the house as a child and recalled his father 50 years before erecting the garage, which, unbraced in time, slid sideways until supported by surrounding trees. My point is, the land is still called the Old Mollison Place, though I'm not sure if the Mollisons lived here before the Johnsons or before the owners before them. It takes a long time to be recognized. As if the island were peopled by all who ever spaded the valleys or leveled ridges or stumbled over shale. Once you're here long enough, you begin to see where each fits. When you're here longer still, those who've passed begin to see you. The poems I'm reading from are from a collection called Mowing. And this was published about a year and a half ago by Brick Books in Ontario. Brick has published 5 of my 6 books, all but the first. And what I'm going to read next is the title poem. Haying is an event on the island. It's almost magical. For about a week or so in the midsummer, tractors and wagons and farmers are out on the road, people and vehicles you never see other times of year. They're out and about on the roads between hayfields. And the movements of them seem almost choreographed. The sounds are different. The landscape changes. It is quite magical. Mowing. On Friday, Carl spiraled the field on his tractor, mowing the June-high grass to a carpet of green that over the next days silvered in the heat. He arrived again, towing a gang of rakes that hooked and flung the hay, and the day after that towed the chunky baler, folding and stuffing the wiry stems into a maw that ka-chunked and spat them transformed. 98 bales through sunset shadows on the field. Before dark, 2 pickups entered the lower gate and crawled west. Beside them, the laborers walked, tossing the bales to the truck bed, where one of them sorted and stacked. The courses rose by the minute, and the stacker while laden the vehicle sank on their axles. 40 bales per truck, I figure, in maybe a half hour. All that had surged to shoulder height in a season was stowed and wheeled away. Steamer trunks of weather and trauma, coincidence, time, gone to be winter's meal for soft-mouthed sheep. The bales appeared to rise of their own accord from the workers' hands. I know what a bale weighs. Water and soil conspire to multiply, to occupy a breathing space above the field. This is magic. Then comes night and a smattering of rain, broadcast from the scudding clouds. In the morning, a haze of new leaf. The landscape changes in a slower and more subtle way here too with the seasons. This is a short poem that tries to capture that. The fields renew. Sometime, after enough heat, light, wind, the trodden meadows plump up, achieve an overfed, complacent look, until awestruck by winter. And there again, the bones of the land, the sunken scars, where rivulets in spring wash daffodils in flawless swaths downhill. The hedgerows move, slow armies, year by year. The brambles kneel, hawthorn and rose recover the front lines. After a killing frost, the fields renew, clean and sweet beneath a common sky. I do very little actual writing in the summer. And when I've been turned away from it for some time, for gardening or illness or for other work, it's sometimes difficult to come back to it. And the last poem I'm going to read here talks a little about that transition, which always includes some self-questioning and lots of reading of other writers. It's called Convalescence. I bribe the dog with a biscuit, and we both take up spots on the divan. Thin cloud veils the sun, and cool wind dries the morning mist. Averse to taking up my pen, I've been afraid to fix on nothing. I was looking for an idea of note, a sign of my own intelligence. Yesterday, thunder, great cracking rolls of it. John Banville has Copernicus discover on his deathbed the world, which is the point, and its mundanities. Memory fragmented, scrappy like old lace. Then clarity of mind. With health comes agitation. I say to myself, how long can you lie incapable? Or no, unwilling? Banville's Copernicus hoards his work till the end. I drink a second cup of tea and feel it shimmer in my heart, bird in the hand. The world is all, the world and our longing. Children leave the school bus to walk the sunlit road, raised voices free of words. They mean nothing. How good it feels to write this. Not joyous, not only, but an ease of anxiety, as if someone has been saying, pay attention. As if writing were an act of listening. Yesterday, I believed, reading Rumi, that everything is God, that I should walk into morning with that as a mantra. But I didn't. Nevertheless, the trees shout their holiness, impossible to be deaf to it. Pasture, the green sun made edible. The cows come, late afternoon to the cool of cottonwoods, the bull and 9 cows and a half-grown calf. They lower their heavy bodies into puddles of calm.